Join me as we learn Chumash for Wednesday, Parshas Eikev, the fourth Torah reading, chapter 10, verse 1. Yesterday, Moshe reminds the Jewish people of the events that happened of the sin of the golden calf and how he prayed to God for the Jewish people numerous times, 40 days and 40 nights, not eating or drinking, on behalf of the Jewish people to save them from the wrath of God. Today we continue as Moshe talks about what happened, how he carved out a second set of tablets, and the events that followed as well. Chapter 10, verse 1. Ba'isahi, at that time, Omer Hashem Elai, God said to me, Psal lecha shtein luchis avanim, who for yourself another two tablets of stone, karishainim, like the first one, v'alei elai Aharon, and come up to me on the mountain, v'asisa lecha arin eight, and make for yourself a wooden ark. Ba'isahi, what does it mean at that time? Rashi explains. After the 40 days of prayer, God listened to me, and he said, carve for yourself out a second set of tablets. And only afterwards did he say, make another covenant. However, I switched the order. I first made the ark, because I thought, where am I going to put the tablets when I come and put them in? Rashi continues, this is not referring to the Ark of the Covenant that Betzalel made that was in the Holy of Holies. Because the commandment of making the tabernacle and all its vessels only happened after Moses came down the mountain after Yom Kippur. Because only coming down from the mountain after Yom Kippur did he tell them about the commandment of building the tabernacle. And Betzalel first made the tabernacle and only afterwards made the vessels. As we recall the debate that he had with Moshe, that Moshe said first make the vessels, and Betzalel said, are you making vessels with furniture when you don't have a building to put it in? Nimtza, therefore it must be, this was a different ark. This was the ark that actually went out with them to war. When the Jewish people would travel in the desert and the ark would go before them and go out to war. The one that Betzalel made, that one that Betzalel made, which was the Ark of the Covenant, which was supposed to stay in the Holy of Holies, never went out to war. The only time it went out to war was in the time of Eli, and because of that, the Jewish people were punished, and that was actually captured by the Plishtim. Verse 2. And I inscribed on the new tablets the same exact words that were on the first set of tablets, that I broke. God told me, and you should write the same thing, the ones that you broke, and you should place them into a wooden ark. Verse 3, I first, as Rashi mentioned, that Moshe reversed what God said. He first made the ark and only after made the tablets. And I made an ark out of acacia wood. And I hewed two stones of tablets like the first ones. I went up to the mountain, and I ascended the mountain, and those two tablets were in my hand. Verse 4, and I inscribed, and God inscribed on the tablets according to the original text. As I said, those 10 commandments, that God spoke to you on the mountain from the fire, when everybody was gathered there at the mountain, and then God gave them to me. Verse 5. I turned and I came down the mountain, and then I placed those tablets into the ark, that I made, and they were there, like God commanded me. That means until we made the golden ark, which then we moved the tablets into that ark as well. Verse 6. And the Jewish people then traveled from the wells of Bnei Yaakon to Moserah. Sham Meisad, and there Aaron died. Vayikaver Sham, and he was buried there. Vayichan Elazar b'nei Tachtav, and Elazar's son became the Kohen Gadol, the high priest, instead of him. Verse 7, Misham Nasru Gudgoida, from there we traveled to Gudgoida, and Gudgoida Yatvasa, from Gudgoida to Yatvasa, Eretz Nachle Mayim, a land with streams of water. Rashi explains these two verses as follows. Uvnei Yisrael Nasar b'meiris b'nei Yaakov Meseira. Ma'in zelakan. Why all of a sudden does he mention about the Jewish people traveling from Be'eres to Bnei Yaakov to Meseira? What's going on over here? And then from there, V'chima Be'eres b'nei Yaakov Nasar Meseira. Did they? And the question number 2 is that really the actual travels? Did they travel from the wells of Bnei Yaakov to Meseira and then from there Hagad Goida? If you look in the actual events, it was the opposite. They traveled from Meseira b'ol Bnei Yaakov. From Meseira they came to Bnei Yaakov. Shenemer, as it says in Numbers chapter 33, they traveled from Meseira and they went to Bnei Yaakov. V'oid, question number 3. Sham is Aharon. Why does it say there Aharon died? Aharon died by Aharon. He died by the place of Aharon. And if you look at the numbers in the book of Numbers at the end of Moshe, you'll notice there were 8 different encampments from Meseris until Aharon, where Aharon actually died. So why does he say over there Aharon died? Ella, this that Moshe mentions it in this way is part of the rebuke that Moshe is telling them. He tells them as follows. He's telling them about what happened and how they had to go back towards Egypt to be able to make it part of the different travels that the Jewish people did. And he says as follows. And how much more did you do? Because when Aharon passed by her at the end of 40 years and the clouds of glory went away, and therefore these clouds of glory were protecting the Jewish people, you guys were afraid from the war with the king of Arad. As it says there, that the Canaanites, the king of Arad, heard that the Jewish people were now not protected. And you decided we're not protected, let's go back to Egypt. And you went backwards 8 travels, 8 encampments until Bnei Yaakov. You were going backwards. That means technically, yes, the Jewish people traveled from Meseris to Bnei Yaakov, but over here, because the Jewish people were afraid of the Canaanites' war, they were returning back to Egypt. They went 8 encampments backwards. Visham, and over there, Levi, you had the war with the people of the Bnei Levi. And they killed many of the people who were looking to go back to Egypt. Va'artem mehem, and you guys killed some of the people of Levi as well. Until finally we got you back to travel back normal, to go back to the regular route, and go back to Gudgoida. Which is mentioned in the last section of Maseh, which it tells us about where the people traveled. From Gudgoida you went to Yatvasa. But Evel. In Meseira you made a big great eulogy in mourning. Kaved Amisas on the death of Aharon that caused you this whole episode of going back to Egypt because of the clouds of glory that went away, and because of this whole idea, this all happened in Meseira. And it was as if Aharon passed there, because that's where you were mourning Aaron's passing, even though Aharon technically passed by Aharon. But the very fact that you were mourning by Meseira, because Meseira is when the Jewish people tried going back, many Jewish people died, and the whole event that happened was only because Aharon died. So that's where you were actually eulogizing Aharon, and that's where you felt Aaron's death the most. Moshe puts this rebuke next to the one about the breaking of the tablets, to say, to tell us that it is difficult by God, the day that the righteous die, like Aharon, the great leader, by God, as if the time when the tablets were broken. And also to let you know, as well as the severity of the very fact that the Jewish people asked to go back to Egypt is just as severe and was just as difficult as the day that the Jewish people made the golden calf, telling us the severity of the crime, the things that happened, and therefore Moshe juxtaposes these events together. Verse 8, and at that time, Levi, God separated the tribe of Levi, segregated the tribe of Levi, that they should be the ones, to be the ones to carry the ark, the covenant of God, to stand before God, to serve Him, to bless with His name, until this very day. But Esahi, he's going back to what happened before, when he interrupted about the travels, meaning Ba'esahi, as Rashi continues, to your first year when you came out of Egypt, to Isam Be'egel, and because you sinned with the golden calf, Ubnei Levi Leto, but the tribe of Levi did not make that mistake. Because of that, God segregated amongst them from when he also puts this next to the story of Moshe ben Yaakon to tell us that the same thing also happened later on, that when these people wanted to return to Egypt, the only ones who did not join part with them was the tribe of Levi. So therefore he shows twice where Levi stood faithful to God's commitments. Lossi says Aharon to carry the ark. Halavim, that the Levites were the ones to be carrying the ark. Who are the ones to stand before God and serve and bless His name? Hakayanim, those are the Kohanim. What is that? To bless in His name. That is the mitzvah that the Kohen is given to bless the Jewish people. So over here we have two things that he mentions: the Levites themselves, the tribe of Levi that carry the vessels in the Holy Temple, as well as the special group amongst the Levites, which is the Kohanim, the ones to serve in the Holy Temple and to bless the Jewish people. Verse 9. Therefore, the tribe of Levi does not have a part together or a portion in the land together with everybody else, with all their brothers. God is their inheritance, like God has spoken to them. Rashi al-Kain Levi, because they were segregated to work in the Holy Temple and to work with the altar. Therefore, they weren't given land because they don't have time to plow and to seed or to vineyards and so on. God is their inheritance. They take a ready-made food from the house of the king, meaning that they don't have to work hard on it, and you, the Jewish people, are obligated to give them the tithing and the donations to keep them going. Verse 10. I was standing in the mountain like the first days, 40 days and 40 nights. This is now the third time that Moshe is on the mountain. This is the last and final time when he brings down the second set of tablets on Yom Kippur. And God heard me at this time, and God did not seek to destroy you. I was up there now to get the second set of tablets. Because he didn't say previously how long he was at the mountain for the third time, so therefore now he says it again, and he says I was there for 40 days. Like the first days of the first set of tablets. And over here Rashi explains again and tells us, just like the first set of tablets God gave willingly and happily, so too the second set of tablets were given willingly and happily. But those middle 40 days, those 40 days when I had to pray and ask God and beseech on behalf of the Jewish people that God should not destroy them, that was not that happily yet. God was still upset at the Jewish people because he has not yet forgiven the Jewish people completely. Verse 11. God said to me, Kum, get up, lech, and go, lemasa lefnei and lead the Jewish people onto their journey. They should come and they should conquer the land that I swore to the forefathers, that I would give to them. Even though that you went astray and you were serving, and you made the mistake of serving in the golden calf, God told me, go and lead the Jewish people and take them to the land of Israel. And after the 40 days, God was willingly and happily giving you the Torah and forgiving you on all your sins. This concludes the fourth Torah reading of Parshas Eikev.